All right. In this video, I want to talk about vampires. Ooh. No, I'm not saying these creatures exist. What I'm saying is, I think they're metaphoric for something. I was seeing some clips from this 90s movie, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and in the clips, these vampires said a couple of interesting things. One was, I'm a god, right? Because now they're a vampire, right? They're supposedly immortal. And the second was talking about Buffy, that she is food for the beast. When I heard these things, I started just having thoughts and thinking about it. I was like, hey, these vampires are a metaphor. And I could see this uh, in the scriptures, that you have in this time of tribulation, time of Jacob's trouble that is going to come upon the whole world, this mark of the beast that's going to be given out. And this mark is going to change you. It's going to change you and promise you immortality, in great health, in eternal youth, and all kinds of other things, right? And I was like, hey, this actually lines up with the story of vampires. Right? With the vampire, the head one, what does he do? I know the stories and the movies are all different. I'm not sure how it works in this movie. I just wanted to have this picture up because we have a woman, a vampire, and I think this guy is a werewolf to fit the beast depiction. And I'll talk about that momentarily. But before I do, with in a lot of these stories, it's the head vampire. He creates other vampires by taking their blood, which is their genetic makeup, and he gives them his. Right? You have to have his blood too, and then you become a vampire. So you become connected to this head vampire. But if the head vampire were to die, so would you, right? So now you are in service to him and you got to protect him because his life is your life. And now you feast on what? Blood. And in the time of Jacob's trouble, you can read in the Old Testament a lot of these prophecies talking about how Israel is going to be eaten. And that is because, as we read in Revelation, there's going to be famine. And these elite who take the mark of the beast are going to be eating those who didn't, namely the Jews, the Hebrews, Israel. And I was just seeing this connection here, right? That this is a depiction of the damned, the lost souls, right? Because as soon as you become a vampire, you're pale as if you're dead, right? You're damned, you're soulless, and you can't go into the light, right? The light, which the Bible describes as life, as the truth, right? And so if you were to go into the presence of the light, the life, the truth, you would burn up and dissolve, right? Like we see in a lot of these vampire movies. And I was like, yeah, these vampires are a depiction of the people who take the mark of the beast, right? And we always see that the vampires try to woo some woman, right? They they charm her and bring her into this romance, right? And try to get her to become one of them. And as I see in this movie, I know there was a outcry of some people saying this is like pedophile stuff because he's supposed to be, I don't know, 500 years old or something, and she's a teenage girl. So they were saying this is gross, right? And that's what it was like, this looks like a satanic thing, right? Satan is much older than Israel or the church, and he's trying to woo the church away from God, away from the light, away from life and truth, to take his blood, to become part with him instead of becoming one with Jesus. And vampires, they have those fangs just like the serpent. And the bite is a poison. And this poison genetically changes you. Where Satan tells you, you shall not surely die. Right? Saying you will be as gods. And I was just seeing this, that, yeah, this all seems to fit, and decided to make this quick video about it. And that's why we got all these depictions of these vampires, and people talking about the elite feasting off adrenochrome. Probably because they've already made that soul pact with Satan there, the beast. Now, yeah. So we see that depiction with beast, his mark, and trying to get the young woman. And the woman representing the believers, or the potential believers. Right? So with all that being said, thanks for watching. Take care.
So that fella couldn't join the church. He couldn't join the church. He couldn't get baptized. He couldn't get baptized. He woke up with God. He woke up with the devil. Are you saved? Amen. So that fella didn't take the sacraments. Didn't take the sacraments. Didn't say the rosary. Didn't say the rosary. Didn't tithe. Didn't tithe. He went to heaven. He went to hell. You saved? Great. Didn't keep the law. He didn't keep the law. He broke the commandments. He broke the commandments. He didn't keep the golden rule. He didn't keep the golden rule. He woke up in glory. He woke up in the pit. Are you saved? You're saved or you're not saved. You're over here or you're over here. You sure ain't in the middle. He said, Lord, remember me, thou comest thy kingdom. And Jesus turned to him and said, verily I say unto thee, today shalt thou be saved. Just like that. You have been saved? If you ever saved, you were saved like that.